and gentlemen, making his way to the center of the floor is the acting mayor of the city of Vancouver, Don Bellamy, for the ceremonial face-off.
First period. The ball quickly going out of bounds in the blue with the yellow trim, the favored Canada West team, Coquitlam. The black with the yellow trim, the North American Native Warriors. This is Jeff Gill for the Warriors closing in. And a good stop by John Lewis in goal for Canada West. Here comes Canada West. Gord Quilty works it in. Across to Matt Aitken. Defense, Foley, was the key for the Warriors in their semifinal win. It's going to be an important part of tonight.
Yes, the key is going to be whether or not they can hold in that type of zone they're playing. Coquitlam are well versed at breaking a zone, and we'll see what happens.
Here is Quilty. Bouncing it back to Matt Aitken. Out in front, and the underhand shot is wide. Hits the back of the net from Gord Quilty. And the Warriors pick it up. This is Frank Davis starting back up the floor. Now to Harry Paulus, one of 4 Paulus boys on this team, a great name in the history of lacrosse. Paulus works it out, and it comes loose. John Lewis in goal for Canada West. Protects it. And this is Randy Bryant. Canada West opening with their top line. Underhand, he scores. Number 18, Randy Bryant, makes it 1-0 Canada West.
It would appear, if that keeps up, Don, that the Canada West team is going to be able to break that zone defense of the native people. What they're doing now is just working the ball around and penetrating from the top with a good shot. Here he comes around. He's going to be back. There's the free throw.
Zapped right in there.
Randy Bryant's a good shooter.
He was that time, certainly. 1-0 for Canada West as they face off with 1 minute and 39 seconds gone. 3 20-minute periods are played. And, of course, there's a 30-second clock to bear in mind. And that is the time allowed for a team to get a shot off once they have possession. All right, this is number 2 for the Warriors. Darryl Paulus playing it in. Good shot there, bounced but missed by Harry Paulus. And it comes loose now in the center of the floor. Canada West on the move. And the save made by Gary Paulus in goal. It was very, very big in that semifinal win over Canada East. Another shot just going wide.
Don, it will depend on whether or not the Indian team can keep up that pace. I think that they're faster and in better condition than Canada West. It's whether or not they're going to get a chance to prove that.
Again, Canada West on the attack. This one hops over the glass. And immediately the officials always have a spare ball to pop into play. This is really a non-stop kind of game, not unlike soccer in that respect. The turnover now for the Warriors with Mike Cornelius bringing it up.
Don, it's nice to see the Indian team trying plays. It's, a number of years ago, the Indians didn't play that way. Now they're playing the modern type of lacrosse. They're bringing basketball strategy into their play, and it's making for a better team play.
Pass in front, and a good save right there. That is Greg Thomas in goal for Canada West. But the ball is still in the Canada West zone. Pressure from the Warriors, and now it is picked off, and back comes Canada West, the Coquitlam Aninaks of British Columbia. It got away from Gary Lindsay, and the Warriors bring it back. Fast-breaking team, Canada West, and here they come again, 2-on-1. Back in front, lost control as the shot was about to get away, and now the Warriors have it again. End-to-end action here in the first period. The score 1-0 for Canada West. Jacobs into the corner defending, and he gets it to his goaltender, who flips it over to Barry Paulus, who brings it up now for the North American Can-Am Warriors, many of whom are from New York State, the rest from British Columbia. The shot handled easily by Big Thomas, who blocked the right side of the net. Now this is number 6, Kevin Parsons. Taken away. The Warriors on the attack. Here's Jeff Gill closing in. The score! A pretty goal by Gill to make it 1-1.
That's what they were doing last night, John. They were intercepting passes and breaking out. That's a beautiful goal and a fine fake.
He took his time, made a couple of fakes. We'll see them right here.
He beat both men, faked nicely, and caught him on the short side. That's hard to do.
So the score tied at 1. They are 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the first period. When they met in the round robin, it became a bit of a runaway. There's the score now for Canada West, 16-9. This one may figure could be much closer because the Warriors are on a high from that semifinal win last night, playing with a certain amount of emotion here.
Jeff Gill, who scored that goal, is the leading scorer in the Canadian American League. And that's a league that's improved vastly over the last few years.
Here's a turnover awarded to the Warriors. Freeman Bucktooth starts it off, number 6. Over to Jeff Gill. He just scored that first goal for the Warriors. Here is Gill with those good moves again. Good stick handler. Works it off to one side. Dave Bray into the center for Frank Davis. Davis with it. Pops it out in front. He can't get it to an attacker, and it rolls all the way back to the Warriors' zone. A long shot by the goaltender, and that is whistled down.
That's the 30-second rule coming into play. The Native Peoples team knew they couldn't get the ball on offense, so they threw it down the other end.
Canada West changing on the go as they carry the attack to the Warriors' zone. It is Mark Belaston. Gets it across to Dan Wilson, the top-rated player, perhaps in all of lacrosse right now. Fine young lacrosse player. The side of the goal, directly in front, it bounces free. As Aitken couldn't make the play, and the Warriors come up with it. Now the battle in the corner. It is Bucktooth against Dan Wilson. And Bucktooth so far is winning it. He's got 2 of them chopping away at him now, and finally Canada West comes up with it. Jim Aitchison, as the play is whistled down. The infraction, it's a minor one, no penalty, but the ball will go to the Warriors.
It appears, Don, that the Native Peoples team are going to be able to sustain that zone, and if they can, that's going to make it a much tighter game, I believe.
Number 2 is Darryl Paulus. Lays it down in behind the net. Warriors on the attack in a 1-1 game. First period, final game, World Box Lacrosse Championship on Sports Weekend. They score. It's 2-1 Warriors. Pumped in by number 20, Wayne Baker.
What's happening there, Don, is that the Native Peoples team are using field strategy and passing from behind the net. They're waiting patiently. They finally spring the man open, one fake again, and in the net. That's a little bit of field philosophy in that play.
So the Warriors getting into a lead here, putting some pressure on Canada West. Very heavily favored coming into this sudden death final game. Warriors on top 2-1 right now. 6 minutes into the first period. This is Velastin getting it across for Dan Wilson. They keep him outside that big semicircle there as he plays it across. Right in front, and the shot missed. Jim Aitchison bounced one and hopped over the net. Canada West with pressure still inside the Warriors zone. Out in front, there's the tying goal. Number 15, Gord Quilty puts it away. It's 2-all.
There's a situation where the Canada West team was able to penetrate the zone, and if you see it back here, you'll see the man come right in. Now they get the ball here. They take the time, the penetration right in, and the shot. When that happens, the zone is no use to you. The man's inside you.
Gord Quilty ties this game at 2. Action in the corner that almost got away from them and bounces dangerously near the net as the goaltender Palos came out and lost control. So Canada West on the attack once again. Moving better offensively now as Dan Wilson has it. Pass to Randy Delmonico. He gets it back to Wilson. Into the corner, free ball, and Canada West comes up with it again. Underhand shot goes wide. That was by Randy Bryan. It hops all the way down the floor, back on the goal.
That's a 30-second play again, and now it's a turnover and belongs to the Native Peoples team.
Yes, once possession is obtained, you must get that shot away in 30 seconds, which is a good rule. It would really ruin the game otherwise, unless this rule was enforced. Number 22 is Louis Mitchell. Mitchell almost got through there to make a shot. Puts it across. They fake the underhand. This is number 8, Mike Cornelius, trying to make his play. Bounces away in the corner from Sam Seward. And finally, Canada West takes it away, and they'll be on the attack now with the 30-second clock going. He must get a shot off by that time. Number 8 is Klump. He gets it back out to Parsons. Back to Klump in front, falling, but he plays it all the way back near mid-floor to Frank Nielsen. And Nielsen brings it back. Underhand, that missed. Out in front, a second chance for Fred Klump. Back to Nielsen, intercepted. The 30-second rule was up just as the shot got away, so it'll become Warriors ball anyway. And right now, the Warriors in a bit of a surprise here in a 2-2 tie on the scoreboard have outshot Canada West 6-4, Molly.
Yes, that's interesting. It seems to me that the Canada West team has owned the ball more, but the Warriors have had more shots.
There'll be a face-off now. After the infraction has been called against the Warriors, number 8 is going over to the box. That is Mike Cornelius. Penalties very similar to hockey penalties: slashing, high sticking.
That
too
must
much
have
holding.
happened just at the end of the 30 seconds because they whistled the game at the face-off.
2 minutes for using a zone defense.
They called 2 minutes for using a zone defense. Now, of course, that officially is unlocked. If you see it done time and time again, the officials here have called the Warriors on it. It'll cost them 2 minutes.
Well, I'm rather surprised at that, Don. It's a very difficult call. You have to assume that every man is standing still to call that. We very rarely see it called, and I'm rather surprised in this tournament play they would do that.
Here is the power play for Canada West. That shot going wide, thrown in there by Mo Jodoin. Now we've got a stoppage in play and a turnover, and the 30-second rule going back to the Warriors. With 1:20 left in the Warriors penalty being served by Mike Cornelius, the score tied at 2. They've reached the 9-minute mark almost now in the first period of this World Box Lacrosse final game.
Well, what you normally do, if you can, Don, is you bring your goalie up into the offensive end. You've got to kill a penalty in that end, and you make him your extra man, and that's the way you're able to kill a penalty out.
Try to pin them in and keep it there. But Canada West has got this power play in motion once again. The ball in the Warrior zone. Hucks over a stick, goes down. But the 30 seconds was up, so they will start again. .25 seconds left in the Warriors penalty. They've got 10 seconds to get a shot away here in this possession rule. And there it is, right on. It is blocked by Gary Powers. And the rebound is picked up by the Warriors, and down they come. This is Jeff Gill. Gets it across. And number 15, Barry Powers, could not handle that ball. Still trying to pick it up. And lost it to Canada West. But pushing from behind there by Louis Mitchell. That's in the referee's discretion. Sometimes you'll see a call on that.
Don, when you're short-handed, the 30-second rule does not apply. And so you're allowed to rag the ball and kill as much time as possible.
So that penalty over now. Canada West will have that rule apply once again. They score very quickly for a 3-2 lead.
That goal was scored by one of the veterans of this Canada West team, Kevin Parsons. He was a great player in the old Pro League, and he's one of the veterans on this team. Kind of a half overhand, half sidearm shot in the run.
So for the first time, Canada West goes on top 3-2. 9:40 left in the first period.
By number 6, Kevin Parsons.
Parsons the goal scorer.
Number 17, Frank Nielsen. The time 10:20.
Canada West beginning to dominate more and more now as the play goes on. Ray Matheson. That ball goes wide and bounces way back, is touched at the bench of Canada West, goes out of bounds.
Unfortunately, Don, the Warriors have gone out of their zone because of that penalty call and are now playing man-to-man. I think that's going to hurt them.
Well, they got away with it for about 7 minutes until the officials caught up with it. And as you say, it may cost them now. This is Fred Klomp for Canada West. The Adirondacks of Coquitlam, British Columbia, superior force in World Lacrosse. They dig for it along the boards. Finally coming up with it is Tim Kelly. Kelly getting it down to Ray Matheson right in front. Picked off this time by number 19, Keith Baker for the Warriors.
Don, it's very difficult for the Warriors to have a successful defense because they're players from different teams. And that's why it's best for them to play some kind of zone or floating man-to-man if at all possible.
They were a man short for a moment there, and a misfire at the bench till Sam Seward stepped on. They're at full strength once again, trailing 3-2. As they wing it down to the Canada West zone. Right in front, bouncing ball picked up easily by Canada West. Here's a break. Here's number 12, Matheson closing in, and a good save made there at the center of the goal by Gary Powers. Very, very quick, this Canada West team, Moley. They break in a hurry.
Yes, their coach, Bob Salt, told me the difference between last year and this year is the fact that they got a much better running team.
Long lead pass. Look at this coming down. And another fine save by Powers off Matt Aitken.
You notice that time that there were 3 of the Canada West players down the floor. And Gary Pellis come up big again.
Well, they are putting pressure now on the defense of the Warriors. No question about that. After the Warriors got a quick 2-0 or 2-1 lead, now you see the offense of the tremendous scoring potential of Canada West coming to the fore. They've controlled the ball the last 5 minutes of this game with or without a penalty to the Warriors. Here is number 15, Gord Cooley. He's got a goal so far, partially blocked, but number 7, Matt Aitken carries on. Right in front, bouncing at the doorstep of the goaltender, and Paulus comes up with it and sends the Warriors on their way with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the first period. It is Warriors ball, the side of the Canada West net. This is Bucktooth turning in front. Pops it back to Frank Davis. Davis scores! It's 3-0.
Don, that was an awfully awfully nice play. And in fact, I don't think I've seen that type of play before. I don't know whether it's a Can-Am league play or what. He drew the man, threw it back, and then he shot through the screen.
Long underhand shot, and the goaltender indeed was screened on that.
That's 2 of 3 goals on the short side, and I don't know if the Warriors will pick that up, but I think they should note it.
This game tied at 3. 7 minutes to play in the first period of the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver. And the native Warriors are getting plenty of support there with the clapping of the drums you hear in the background. They bring it down again with Frank Davis leading the assault. Now Davis will make his move to the left side. That to the doorstep of Blake Thomas. Davis right out in front. He slips it in.
I hate to see those kind of goals waved off on infractions like that, but his foot was in the crease.
So it is no goal, and the score remains tied at 3.
Attention, please.
Randy Bryant, number 18. His shot is directly on as the Warriors are on the attack. Bryant to Gary Lindsay. Now back to Delmonico. Good defense right here by the Warriors. Very tight checking. There's a shot, bounces wide.
The difficulty here on the man-to-man checking, Don, is that you'll get matchups that aren't fair, and that's very difficult. And I think as the game wears on, you're going to find Canada West trying to get those mismatches.
Native Warriors right now led by Vern Baker with the ball in the zone of Canada West at a 3-3 tie. First period of the final game of the World Lacrosse Championship here at Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. Bouncing ball in front. Warriors pick it up. Here's the shot blocked by the defense. Fired by Vern Baker. And the fast-breaking Canada West team takes it down again. High drive blocked by Paulus from the stick of Gary Lindsay. Now Lindsay right in front, shoots it. The goalie didn't see it, but he was right in the right place to make that save. 5 minutes to play now in the first period, a 3-3 tie. That just missed.
One of the things to watch for, Don, is that most of the Warrior players can change hands and shoot either way. The Canada West team, most of the players on the team are right shots. It means there's an imbalance when they come down the floor.
This is Louis Mitchell. Mitchell, good fake. Getting in close. And that was stopped by Greg Thomas.
There are times when you shouldn't change hands, but I assume that Mitchell had nothing else to do then. Or in my book, he would have better to roll back, but sometimes under pressure, you have to do what's best at the time.
There will be a face-off now to the left of the Canada West goal. An important one for the Warriors. They want to sustain the pressure here, and they do come up with it. This is Sam Seward. He gets it across the heart. Underhand shot is blocked. There's the rebound, rolled right down to Thomas again. The Warriors, who went into a bit of a shell there for a few moments after they were called for a zone defense, have bounced back smartly here with 4:20 left to play in the first period.
Yes, I am very pleasantly surprised at the way this young Warrior team has come back after being forced out of their zone and having to play man-to-man.
Louis Mitchell starts it off. A hard drive there. That was blocked by Thomas from Dave White. Still loose in that zone, and Canada West comes up with it. Number 14, Wayne McCauley. Long throw downfield. They're in alone. He couldn't contain the pass. Frank Nielsen had it slip away into the corner on a glorious scoring opportunity. And now it is Dave Waterman.
It'll be interesting to see, Don, if the Canada West team can keep their poise, because they should have been ahead by all the rules of the book quite a bit by now, and it's a very tight game, as you can see.
In fact, they could well be behind if the Warriors did not have that goal called back for having a foot in the crease. Here they are again on the doorstep of Canada West, but a good check there. Pops it out of the stick of Chuck Martin. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first period, this is Mark Velaston. That is whistled down.
I missed that, Don. I believe it must have been an illegal block.
And so they give the ball to the Warriors. the Warriors have outshot Canada West 14-12. They're even in goals at 3 right now. As Frank Davis has it. Plays it down to that corner. Bounces back near mid-floor. Yadniks looking to pounce on it quickly, and they do. Chance for Quilty. Hops over his stick once, gets it back. He's bumped there, and the referee's hand goes up as the ball bounces to the goaltender, Palace. That is a hooking infraction.
Well, that's a tough call for the Warriors. They've gone a whole period without a penalty. Played a very tough game, and this is going to be hard on them at the end of a tough period, and it'll be a test of how well they're going to carry on to see if they can kill out this penalty.
They also lose one of their top attackers, Jeff Gill. He's in the penalty box, serving 2 minutes for the hook.
Can-Am Warriors penalty to number 10.
So now it is
2 minutes for hooking.
Really
At 17,
as
18.
What happens in lacrosse, Don, is you have a team that usually goes out to get you the ball, and then out comes your power play to score.
well, that is what Canada West is endeavoring to do right now. With the power play, the man advantage. Dangerous Wilson in front. Plays it across, gets it back. They've got all kinds of time here to set something up. Wilson winding, made a motion to shoot that time. Will this time, and it is blocked by Palace. And here is Jeff Gus. I would think here they might try to slow it down a little bit, the Warriors. Gus went down there with a great burst of speed. Now he's making
Well,
Canada
Don, they only
West
have 10
concentrate
seconds
on
to get
him.
it over that line. So that's why they have to go down there in a hurry.
Well, he got it over much less than that. Here is Gus again. The play inside the Canada West zone, and nobody in goal. They pull the goaltender, the short-handed Warriors, to even things up in this situation. Doing a very effective job of killing off that penalty. 30 seconds of it so far. Right in. They score short-handed. It is Harry Palace makes it 4-3.
You notice, Don, that they pull their goalie and then they bring a man off the bench. Now they're playing even in that end. And it worked. It worked very well for them.
Here it is again. Palace closing right in and scoring.
Beautiful goal.
Well, that's a strategy unique to lacrosse, and of course unheard of in hockey. You're short-handed. You don't pull your goalie in the NHL.
Well, the secret of that is, of course, possession. We carry the ball on the stick, and as long as you possess the ball, you can do those things.
But he must get it over the center line by 10 seconds
That's
to get
correct.
this going. Yeah. Okay, the Warriors putting on an amazing display here. They are still short-handed, but they've got the ball once again. It is Chuck Martin in there with it as they've killed off all but 30 seconds of that penalty, and have scored a goal along the way. Now, this is Dan Wilson starting it up for Canada West. With just over a minute to play in this first period, and the Warriors surprisingly lead 4-3.
Last minute of play in this period.
Here's Wilson, hard shot, was high with it over top of the net. Warriors can't snare it. Canada West keeps the pressure on. Number 18, Chuck Martin defending there. Now it goes to the Warriors once again with Jeff Gus in possession behind his own net, and he lobs it all the way down. Bounces up high on the glass, and the goaltender Greg Thomas has it with just 34 seconds to play in the period.
That's unfortunate. That might cost them.
Canada West with a chance to tie it here before the period ends. That penalty has now expired to the Warriors, and they get an important turnover right here and can start it up and perhaps preserve or add to that lead as the period comes to an end. The final 20 seconds in play right now. This is Gill. Bender hands it hard, and a good stop. Here's the rebound, still loose. Ruled no goal. Harry Palace thought he'd put it in, but it is no goal with just 3 seconds to play in the period, and that is going to do it. The first period over, and surprisingly, the North American Warriors have a 1-goal lead at 4-3 over Canada West.
An excellent period. I'm very pleased, and I know the fans here are pleased to see the play of the Warriors. They were expected to be under pressure, and they were many times, but they came back very strongly and have ended up into the 4-3 lead.
So 4-3 Warriors, 1 period over. Well, the referees, Ron Crosato and Ron Mason, call these two teams to the center of the floor to start the second period. And the Can-Am Warriors lead Canada West surprisingly 4-3. That's Mark Belaston coming up with it for Can-Am West, or Canada West. And a pass from Wilson just misfired over in the corner as Jeff Gill defends but fails to come up with the ball. It's still in the possession of Canada West. Gord Quilley scored a goal so far for Canada West in possession, being watched very closely. Gets it across. Here's the shot right on.
I think the 30-second clock went.
Just as the ball was fired. So this is Jeff Gill with it. Down to Dave Bray. Back for Harry Powless. He's being watched by Randy Bryant. Gets the shot in for a goal. It's 5-3 for the Warriors.
Well, that's a straight one-on-one and a roll and a shot. And Harry Powless comes from a long line of great lacrosse players. And if that kind of matchup continues, the Can-Am Warriors are going to move farther in front.
A real upset in the making here with 5-3 to score now with a minute gone in the second period for the Warriors.
Goal scored by number 24, Harry Powless.
Here's Powless getting it to Keith Baker. Baker takes it in, pass in front. Good stop there, still loose in front. The goaltender Greg Thomas just deflected it back of the net.
Another thing to watch, Don, are the face-offs, and so far there's been 2 this period, each team winning 1. Possession's a very important part of this game.
The first period, the Warriors, while outscoring Canada West 4-3, outshot them 16-12. This is Ray Mattinson. And the relay out in front misfired. They're going to lose the ball, it appears, on not having taken a shot, and that's what happens. The 30-second rule goes into effect, so it's a turnover for the Warriors. It's
very rare for a team one-on-one to be able to kill off 30 seconds continually, and so far the Warriors have been able to do that this period.
This is Dave Waterman. Now running with it from his own zone, number 7 down the right side, and gets the shot quickly. Right on the netminder, Greg Thomas. Canada West, a good relay across, just misfired for Gary Lindsay. The Warriors more and more taking over. What a surprise here in this final game for the World Box Lacrosse Championship in Vancouver.
They're breaking out quickly too. They're not afraid to move that ball out of the end quickly with a long pass.
Well, they appeared to be a fast-breaking team in last night's semifinal win, but nobody really thought they could run with this very quick Coquitlam and that Canada West team, but they've done it tonight. That bounces up into the crowd.
Yes, the skills of the Warrior team are excellent. I'm very pleased to see the improvement over the years. They're now not only players who can shoot well on the run either way, they're players that are good at all aspects of the game.
And they scramble forward on the face-off with the Warriors coming up with it. This is Dave Bray. Pass to Frank Davis. Davis' shot. Gordy lost it for a moment there. Still loose. And it just rolls back of the goal where he comes up with it.
You notice on the turnovers, the Warriors are getting their shots.
Canada West looks a little bit rattled right now. Not the smooth machine we've been led to believe we'd see tonight.
No, apparently the pattern in their league play out here, Don, is that they score quickly in the first period and usually intimidate the other team with their running power. This hasn't happened, of course.
This is Joe Duane to Frank Nielsen. Nielsen's shot still loose in front. A chance. Score!
Well, there's one of Kevin Parsons' unorthodox goals, which he's rather famous for.
And a very timely one. It brings them to within 1, and here it is again.
As he cross hands up that shot. It's a very difficult shot for a goalie to stop because you don't see it very often.
He turned Powless into a corkscrew. The goaltender helpless to defend against it. And there's your score, 5-4 for the Warriors over Canada West. That came with 3.5 minutes gone here in the second period.
The number 12, Ray Mattinson, and number 17, Frank Nielsen. The time, 3:20.
Well, watch this draw particularly, Don. Just see who comes up with the ball.
It'll be Harry Powless for the Warriors against Wayne, Canada West. Ron Mason will put the ball down. And Paulus finally with a second comes up with it and starts back.
Yes, he won the draw and then didn't almost get the ball, and then he got it back.
He's being bumped in there by number 17, Frank Nielsen. They get it out. Here's a chance. Oh, just wide. And it hops into the Canada West with possession now. And 30 seconds and a shot on goal. Duffy. Out to Matt Aitken. Aitken across to Aitchison. Again, the Warriors forced them way out on these attacks. Very hard to get in close against this native team. And there is the delayed penalty for elbowing, and some tempers flare up down there.
Yes, that wasn't the meanest penalty I've ever seen. I guess interference or giving the elbow on the way by.
Could be one each way. I believe they're each going to run. It is number 2 for the Warriors, Darryl, number 15, Gord Quilley for Canada West, so they're each a man short. Two-minute penalties. This crowd here in Vancouver in excess of 6,000 for this final game of the World Lacrosse Championship in the Pacific Coliseum. Canucks. And again, the Warriors in this period are leading in shots on goal 6-3. They had a 16-12 edge in the first. There by Dan Wilson, ties the game at 5.
Well, that's the kind of goal that you'd expect from a player of Wilson's caliber. When you get playing 5 aside, it makes more one-on-one situations. An athlete like Wilson gets a chance, gets more room. He outmaneuver the one man and get the shot. If penalties continue, or should they start and become irrational penalties, that would help the one-on-one ball player.
Fifth goal scored by number 19.
So they're tied 5-5. Canada West coming back. They were 2 goals down. They've tied it up.
The time 4:29.
A free ball snared by Canada West. Aitken across Balaston in the corner, having trouble coming. Now he's got it. Balaston, his shot bounces into the crowd.
Unnecessary roughness. And to number 15.
Also feel, Don, that when you get going on a one-on-one situation, the Canada West team has bigger players, and it makes it difficult for the Warriors to check when you get big men like Aitchison and going one-on-one.
So those penalties saw the Warriors draw 2 penalties, and the Canada West team won. So Canada West is going to have an extra man advantage here once the first 2 match-offs expire. And a 5-5 tie in the second period. Look at the coverage in here. Now the pass, the shot. That hit the goalpost, I believe.
Yes, it did,
and
Don.
hopped right out. This is Mike Reilly. Really got turned around there. Now he gets it back. Across for Dave Cochran. But again, the Warriors pushing Canada West further and further away from that goal with their defensive coverage. Playing 5 aside. Here's a long drive, and that is stopped. Dave Cochran got it away. The Warriors coming up. The long lead pass bounces away from the stick of Dave White, and it'll be a turnover back to Canada West.
After doing all that work, it's unfortunate that we missed the pass on the breakout.
Balaston to Dan Wilson, and it's in. 6-5. Canada West.
That was the penalty situation, and what happened is the Warriors got back into their square, but the Canada West team took advantage of it right away, found the open man, and it was in the net.
That was Mo Jodoin putting it in to give Canada West a 6-5 lead.
Scored by number 5, Mo Jodoin. The assist to number 19, Dan Wilson, and number 4.
So now the Warriors will be a man short. The first two offsetting penalties have expired, and they have got the advantage now.
I think what happened is the Warriors were expecting to be shorthanded, went into the square, and that's how Canada West scored the goal.
To the timekeeper's bench.
Jeff Gill breaks out, then lost control. Quilty brings it down. Picked up by number 12, Frank Davis. Davis had to wait for his teammates to get down there to help him. They're trying to kill time here with a man short. There's a penalty call as Gill, who was interfered with, went crashing into the net, and this will even things off as number 4, Mark Belaston, defending a little too vigorously, picks up 2 minutes.
That Gill is some kind of a player. He actually beat 2 Canada West players and was on his way to a good shot in the net, and of course the Canada West player had to take the penalty.
That's right. He had to take it because otherwise Gill would have been in there home free.
Mark Belaston, 2 minutes for holding.
So it's a holding penalty to Mark Belaston. Playing a little hockey down there with it now, as finally Jeff Gus comes up with it. Here is Gus. Puts it in front. Wayne Baker having trouble hanging on to it. Now gets control. Back to Gus. And he tried to pass it in front for Baker and couldn't get it to him. Here's Kevin Parsons. He scored a couple of goals tonight for Canada West. They lead by a score of 6-5. 12 minutes to play in the second period. Tim Kelly, it's into the net. 7-5 as the favored Admax from Coquitlam, BC. They're called Canada West with his championship ticket, 2-goal lead now.
Well, that's unfortunate because it hit him and bounced in the net, but that's a big goal for Kevin Parsons, and the old veterans leading this team with 3 tonight.
2 in this period. And it's 7-5 Canada West.
Normally, Don, those kind of shots don't evade Gary Pallas. He must have lost it somewhere along the line.
Again, a quick break for Canada West. 2-on-1, and oh, the relay just misfired.
6, Kevin Parsons.
Now it is Mike Cornelius.
25, Tim Kelly.
For the Warriors. Close again. Hard drive. That is snared to the goalie, Greg Thomas.
That's unfortunate because if he held that ball, they would have had their power play on.
Again, a quick break and a scoring chance. That was number 15, Gord Quilty, just playing it a bit high.
Here's right now that the young Warriors are getting a little rattled.
And Canada West is coming on across to Aitken. And he was turned away from the goal mouth. Plays it all the way back out near the center of the floor. Mike Reilly being bumped in there by Cornelius. Reilly comes out of there with it. Digs it out for Aitchison. This is Jim Aitchison across the floor, far side. Wilson gets it across to Aitkinson. Here's a chance. Oh, just missed. A pretty attempt by Wilson, just over top. But Canada West hangs on to it.
Right now, the Canada West team is controlling this game.
They sure are. Approaching the midway point in this second period, the midway point of the game. They lead 7-5. They've really taken over in the last 5 minutes.
Well, if I was the coach of the young Warriors, I'd try and settle them down. I'd just try and slow the play down for just a bit here until they get their win and get themselves organized.
The penalties have now expired. They're playing at full strength. Dave Bray with it. Barry Pallas. Just missed there at the side of the net.
It was a nice attempt
by Louis Mitchell. Now this is Ray Mattinson. He gets it back a second time. There's the shot, deflected and picked off by Bucktooth.
The wear and tear of checking one-on-one is starting to show. When the young Warriors were able to stay back in their type of zone, they could rest a bit and they could break faster. They're not breaking as fast now because it's taking so much of them to check.
Bucktooth lost a scoring bid there as Canada West breaks again ever so quickly. Here is McCauley. And good action around that net as Paulus turns that shot away. Frank Nielsen to Kevin Parsons. Whistle sounds, turnover.
Illegal block. It was a moving pick.
So the ball goes to the Warriors. And they change as they come down the floor now with 8 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the second period. Number 23, Vern Baker. With the ball. There's the shot. A high drive, deflected over, back by Greg Thomas.
Many of the Canada West plays are much like basketball plays. The idea is to have double picks or what we call fake picks, and they're really basketball strategy applied to our game.
Quite a similarity indeed. And like basketball, a whole lot of running going on out there. But of course, the contact is not tolerated in basketball the way it is here.
No, not to the same extent.
A game with quite a history in Canada, Lacrosse. That was Keith Baker having his shot. The short side just blocked. Now Wilson brings it back to Canada West. With Canada West on top 5-3 over the Native Warriors. Aitchison. Baker watching him. Bounces there. Back in possession of Canada West once again. To Matt Aitken. Now Velaston. Remember, they must get a shot away inside of 30 seconds in each possession. But it'll change hands right here as Vern Baker comes up with it.
It's interesting to note, Don, that there's 7 tribes represented on this Native Warrior team. 6 from down east that make up the Iroquois Confederation and the Squamish tribe out here.
And from 2 countries, New York State and British Columbia. The state and province is represented as the turnover goes back to Canada West. 7:20 left now. Canada West and the Warriors even on shots in this period, 11 apiece so far.
I think that indicates the way the game is evening out now.
This is Mike Reilly. And that hops out of play. So the official will dig another ball out and order a face-off. And that circle to the right. And the goaltender, Greg Thomas. Or Gary Paulus, at least.
Of course, Don, Ontario's represented too. 2 of the Paulus boys are playing out here with the North Shore Indian team. And of course, they're from the Six Nations Reserve near Brantford.
This is Dave White. Starts it up for the Warriors. Over to Jeff Gus. Mike Cornelius with it. Cornelius trying to make his play, and the shot was wide by Dave White. And he just failed to come up with it again as the goaltender Greg Thomas has it now. His pass out intercepted by Gus. Down to Cornelius. Look at the bumping going on in there as he finally gets a shot that is deflected. But the Warriors' Gus comes up with it once again.
Well, right now, the defense of the Canada West team is starting to hold the Warriors at bay.
They've got a 2-goal lead right now. It's 7-5. Here's Dave Waterman. His pass was intercepted. And Again, Canada West breaks very quickly. The shot went wide and bounces all the way back and finally out of play. And the ball will go to the Warriors. We have 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second period. Canada West leads the Native Warriors 7-5 in this World Box Lacrosse Championship final game, and a hard shot just wide there from Jeff Gill.
Unfortunately, although that was a hard shot, if the young Warriors start doing that, they're going to get themselves in trouble. They keep working and trying to find the open man. That's going to work much better for them.
Number 22, Mike Reilly now. Long lead pass down the floor for Canada West, and they score. Tim Kelly puts it in to make it 8-5.
Well, that's what happens when you take a shot, you miss the net, it comes all the way down the floor, then you've got to gamble. The other team gets the ball, and they're in behind you.
That very fast break is so deadly, as Canada West has shown, especially in the second period. They've got those good legs, and they're running hard on them now. 5 minutes remaining in period 2, as the Warriors, who were 2 goals up in this period, are now 3 goals down. Frank Davis. He's held well out there. Can't make a play. Now try the left side. Delayed penalty infraction indicated by the referee, Ron Cusano. Play goes on, so it'll likely be against Canada West. Here is Chuck Martin in front, just wide. And now the whistle sounds, and that penalty will be called.
They worked that ball around well, Don, but it was a poor shot. I think the player on the crease didn't. You have to reach around. You can't make the ball do the work. You got to do a lot of work yourself.
That's Frank Nielsen going in for what appears to be a high sticking infraction.
Well, right now, would appear to me that the Warriors have to do something here. They've been scored on, I think 5 times in a row, and they have to score, or it's going to continue to go the other way.
The high-sticking penalty at 15:26 of the second period will give the Warriors the man advantage and the power play right now, and they win a very important face-off right there. But it's forced all the way back into their zone. Jeff Gill has to backtrack and come up with it. And he plays it across to Jeff Gus, number 3. Darryl Paulus. Over to Keith Baker. Warriors deliberately forming a play up, and it's broken up right there by the Admax from Coquitlam, representing Canada West. That's Randy Delmonico bringing it in. Across to Boston. And we've got a couple of penalties being called here. Looks to be offsetting infractions as the play gets a little rough here late in the second period with less than 4 minutes remaining. It'll be number 13, Randy Delmonico for Canada West, and number 2, Darryl Paulus for the Warriors going off.
This should help the Warriors somewhat, because it's easier to score 4 on 3 when you're trying to penetrate than it is 5 on 4.
They still have that advantage, as Morley says, with the offsetting penalties to go along with the one previously called against Frank Nielsen. But right now the ball belongs to Canada West. And number 19, Dan Wilson, backed off there in favor of trying to kill this off a little bit if he can. Now for Velasted in front. Loose, the goaltender traps it. Of course, the man can't come inside that crease. So goalie Gary Paulus will play it up and start the power play going once again for the Warriors.
Right now the Warriors have a tired man on their power play. They had to get that ball back, and they weren't able to get them off. So they're going to be tired. If they lose the ball here, they're going to be in trouble.
Here's a chance for them. That is blocked by the goaltender Thomas. From the stick of number 23, Vern Baker. Out to Wayne Baker. To Paulus. Right in front. And he missed the relay. Baker did, right by the side of the goal. 3 minutes to go in this third period. Here for Velasted is the scoring chance. He could not quite come up with it. And the goaltender lobs it out to Wayne Baker.
We got time for one shot here, 14 seconds.
And there it is. Blocked by Thomas. And Canada West coming back with it. Here's Dan Wilson, flips it back. And the shot was blocked from the stick of Gord Quilty. The Warriors, 3 goals back, need to score here. And they made a sandwich out of Jeff Gill with some good defensive work as they bodied him out of the play.
I like that Gill, though. He tried to split the 2 men.
He's not too easily intimidated, is he?
No.
Right in front. Oh, and a good stop there. Point-blank range as Mattinson let it fly. Another good stop by Gary Palace, who's been very strong in goal once again tonight. And we've got another stoppage in play here with the official going over to open that penalty box door once again. It's going to be Kevin Parsons for slashing.
No, I believe it was follow through. It's much similar to slashing. It's what you call when you follow through in the act of shooting and slash the other player.
Canada West penalty to number 6, Kevin Parsons. 2 minutes for a follow-through. The time 18:04.
Which in effect is perhaps unintentional slashing, but slashing nonetheless, and called following through.
Even if you score, and it happens quite often, you can be called for follow-through. So what you can in effect get is a goal and then a penalty right after.
We have your attention, please, with the...
We have less than 2 minutes remaining in this second period. 1:56 to go. And another opportunity for the Warriors to get back into it. They trail by 3 right now. They're going to have the power play in effect. And some equipment corrections here for the goaltender of the Warriors, Gary Palace.
That's not a bad idea, because that wasn't a very good power play that the Warriors put forth the last time out. They wore themselves out getting the ball back. When they did get up to the other end on the 4-on-3, they didn't get a clean shot. They were busy trying to work the crease. And when you're 4-on-3, there's not much point in trying to work the crease because you're working on the 2 men. You should work in 2-on-1 and be shooting from the top.
We have 1 minute and 50 seconds to play in the second period. It is 8-5. Canada West over the Can-Am Warriors. Chuck Martin with it.
I'm very impressed with that number 14 for the Warriors, Seward. He gets the ball for him on the faceoff, and that's very important.
Here is Jeff Gill. Back to Gill. Lobs it out to Frank Davis. Davis tries the right side. Now back to Gill. The underhand shot. He scores.
What the Canada West team are doing, Don, is playing what we call a diamond defense. It took the young Warriors, again, a little time to figure it out. Once they figured it out, they shot from that side. They got them overloaded. But mind you, that was an awful strong shot.
It sure was. He pumped that one in there to make it 8-6 now. A 2-goal lead for Canada West. With 1 minute 25 to go in the period. Let's see who wins this face-off here.
Yeah, let's see how Seward does.
It is the Warriors, number 14, Sam Seward again, the man you talked about, winning another important face-off at mid-floor. Frank Davis. To Mitchell. And he lost control out in front there. Canada West with it now, and they're down to the final minute of the second period.
Last minute of play in this period.
There's the shot. That is wide. And it goes up over the glass into the crowd, and the official rules possession to Canada West.
You notice, Don, that the Canada West team has 4 rights on there. Apparently the team is loaded with right shots and only 1 left, so you see how they overbalance.
There's the stop made by Palace in goal. Less than 40 seconds as the Warriors bring it up. They're 2 goals down late in the second period. Davis tried to get it back out to Cornelius. It was intercepted. Down the floor comes Gord Fildy, and the block is made by the goaltender, Greg Thomas. Now this is Kelly. He's turned away, gets it in front. The shot is wide by Kevin Parsons. Still loose in there, 7 seconds to play, and intercepted by the Warriors. They're running out of time here for a scoring attack in this period, however, as time has now run out with the Canada West team from Coquitlam, BC, the dominant team in terms of scoring. They were pretty close in shots on goal and opportunities, these two, but Canada West came on toward the middle part of that period.
Yes, if Gary Palace hadn't come up with a big period, this score could have been much wider. However, just towards the end, I thought that the Native Peoples team got their breath and got organized a little better. If I was the coach for the Warriors, my advice would simply be this. Get in that dressing room and get a defense different than a man-on-man defense. Come up with some form of floating man-on-man, which looks like a zone, but it's not a zone, so you can rest those smaller players.
Well, they seem to sag and then come back. Let's see what they can do in the third period. The third period about to get underway with Canada West leading the Warriors by 2 goals, 8-6. They led 4-3 after one period. And the Warriors a little slower coming out. They had a lengthy talk, I'm sure, with their coach in the locker room and looked to be a pretty fired-up bunch right here to attempt a comeback. They have stayed very close to Canada West, a highly favored team in this final game, and have hung in very, very well against them. A couple of lapses, Morley, but they bounced back from each one of them.
Yes, they've done very well, considering they come from about 6 different teams across North America.
With only a limited time to get to know each other as a team. Here is Jeff Gus. Just rolls that one wide as there was a collision in front of the net. The battle for possession. And a whistle sounds as they award possession to the Warriors on interference in an attempt to go for that ball. This is Barry Fowlis. And he puts that one in a little bit wide and a little high for Bucktooth, number 6. Could not come up with it. Now he does in the corner for the Warriors. Being watched by number 19, Dan Wilson. A chance for Paulus, and that is high over top of the goal.
Well, they've had that ball, but they haven't had much to show for it now.
Blaston starting out, and again on an infraction they give possession to the Warriors, and a hard quick shot just goes wide. Now the Adirondacks representing Canada West. Klopp gets it across. This is Randy Delmonico with it.
The Warriors come out determined to try some plays, and I noticed on that stacked defense of the Adirondacks they were trying plays, which is an encouraging sign.
Lindsay. And that is lobbed across the goal mouth. Back out in front now.
Changed goaltenders.
They have. The Warriors have taken out Gary Paulus. They put in Ernie Mitchell. Now, Paulus must have had a problem. He's playing awfully well.
I'm not too sure I understand the strategy of that, but I know plenty about Ernie Mitchell, and we'll talk a little bit later.
All right. Right now, the Warriors with the ball on the attack with it. 2 minutes into this third period, and there's the shot that is handled by Greg Thomas. He is... well, they've changed goalies there, too.
That's right.
It is John Lewis. They have both changed goaltenders for the final period.
Well, I understand that the Canada West goaltenders are rated just about equal.
So it could be a matter of letting each man get a taste of this gold medal game. Moving right in, there's the shot from Mike Reilly. That was blocked by Ernie Mitchell. Back comes Canada West again. This is Delmonico. His pass across. Over on the far side for Mike Reilly. Back to Delmonico. Now Reilly. Warriors defending well at this stage, bumping with them, keeping them at bay. Now Reilly closing in, gets it away, blocked by Mitchell.
Mitchell's made saves on the first 2 shots, and that's an encouraging sign. Ernie Mitchell is an adrenaline goaltender, quite capable of almost shutting out this Canada West team this period. He's been known to do that over the years. He was a great pro goalie with the Montreal team in the Old Pro League.
Now this is Louis Mitchell. And the pass out for Waterman, a bit too high for him to handle. Gary Lindsay. He gives it to Frank Nielsen.
The Warriors are back in something representing a zone or resembling a zone. And as long as they keep moving, I guess they'll get away with it.
They were caught on a penalty for it the first period. Now they're going back gambling again. Mitchell takes that hard drive high on the shoulder and sends his team away with Mike Cornelius coming out. Shot just dribbles wide. It's out in front there. Poked at by Louis Mitchell. He almost got a piece of it and knock it in. Matheson to his goaltender behind the net. And this is Frank Nielsen starting up once again. They played 4.5 minutes. No score in this final period. I suspect the next goal is going to be an awfully big one.
Yes, the filling out process has gone on now for about, as you say, 4 minutes.
As they approach the 5-minute mark in the third and final period, the gold medal game for the World Box Lacrosse Championship here in Vancouver. Closing in and scoring a big goal there for Chuck Martin for the Warriors. It is 8-7.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that goal. It was an excellent move. He got a pick. I don't know if we're going to see it here, and he cut around an excellent shot. There it is right there. There's the moving pick.
Good move.
Nice shot. Now that should have an effect upon Lewis playing in goal. I think that was the first hard test. Went in the net.
So Canada West on top by just the goal again now. They were ahead by 3 late in that second period.
I would say that Coach Roy Penders had a real good intermission. He's got them on a defense that works, and he's also got plays offensively.
Gord Quilty out in front. Just blocked there. The shot from Mark Velaston. Quilty again. Another fine stop by Mitchell. And this time they beat him on the second opportunity to make it 9-7.
You see those that type of goal many times in lacrosse. They come under situations where there is just no angle to shoot at with your natural side, so you have to then backhand it. That's a big goal for the Canada West team.
They are back into a 2-goal lead at 9-7.
What appears to be happening, Don, is that the Warriors are lining up in a zone and they go out of it into man-to-man halfway through the defense.
That goal was scored by number 19, Dan Wilson. Now the Warriors bring it back. Keith Baker right in front. Drops it down on the doorstep. The goaltender, John Lewis. Canada West gets a fast break. Here's Wilson. He scores! 2 very rapid-fire goals by Wilson have perhaps turned this game around. A 3-goal lead once again for Canada West.
Yes.
Here it is.
That's the field lacrosse player knowing how to pick the hole on the way down the floor. That was a real tough one on the Warriors. It was a nice save by Lewis in the Canada West net. The ball was recovered by Canada West. They move it down quickly to the right man, and it's in the net.
The face-off was won by the Warriors, stolen by Canada West. Here they come again. And Mitchell makes the save there off Wayne McCauley.
And for Dan Wilson, that's his 3rd goal of the evening.
Wilson, along with Kevin Parsons, 3 goals apiece for Canada West in this game so far. Mitchell flags that one down behind his net. And the official is heading for the penalty box. He spotted something out there. Number 7 for the Warriors, Dave Waterman, heads in to serve 2 minutes.
Well, it would appear that the Warriors have to do something right here. They'll have to...
7, Dave Waterman. 2 minutes for interference.
Interference is the penalty to Waterman. So the power play now goes to the Canada West team. They won the round-robin series. Got a bye while the Warriors had to battle past the Canada East team, Brooklyn Redmond, last night, 13-9. And now they've got a 3-goal lead, Canada West here, hoping to add 2 with a power play in this 3rd period. Wilson, who scored 3, has it out in front. Makes the relay over, across to the side of the goal. The shot blocked by Mitchell. battle for it. The Warrior player overran the ball, but they are awarded possession of it. That is Canada West. Wilson. Too far for Bryan. Hops free in the middle of the floor, but again, this very quick Canada West team pounces on it. Right in front, there's the goal scored by Mark Velasquez to make it 11-7.
That Velasquez come along to be an important player in this period. That's 2 big goals for him. They recover the ball, move it quickly, cross the crease. This man cuts. Nice goal.
And so Canada West appears to be pulling away right here at 11-7 in the 3rd period.
Canada West's 11th goal scored by number 4, Mark Velasquez. The assist to number 5,
The Warriors take the attack again. Here's Kevin Parsons. Backhands a shot, bounces around in front of the goal. They pop it in once more. Ray Mattinson scores. They got a 5-goal lead.
Well, when things happen to you, they seem to happen bunches, and unfortunately for the Warriors, the Canada West team really have the momentum right now.
It was almost as though, Morley, that goal that brought the Warriors to within 1 woke Canada West up, and they have just gone on a scoring rampage ever since then, putting in 4 consecutive goals.
I have to agree.
And here comes another big scoring opportunity.
Canada West appear to be having the period in the 3rd that they were expected to have in the 1st.
Ahead by 5 right now. Warriors bring it down. There's the shot. That is well wide by Dave White. Held in. Number 8. Cornelius was bowled over, and they give possession to the Warriors. On the whistle. Cornelius, he scores. Well, that was Gray. Dave Gray makes it 12-8.
That's as nice a one-on-one with a shift as you'll see. He beat the man cleanly with a big shift. There's the shift. And a good shot.
Kept it low, and it popped in there. So a 4-goal differential now for Canada West at 12-8.
Yes, there seems to be a lot of flexibility in this Warrior team. Just when they're about to break, they come right back.
They are indeed very resilient, Morley. Canada West wins the draw here. Here comes Wilson. Pretty pass right in front end. Number 7, Matt Aitken scores. They get it right back. Canada West is now outshot the Warriors 12-4 in this 3rd period, which is less than 8 minutes old.
And it's getting right down to that possession from the face-off. And again, the Warriors are going to have to get that young Seward out there and try and get the ball. I noticed they've changed goalies again.
Back comes the starter, Gary Paulus. Aitken gets the goal to make it 13-8 Canada West. Now the Warriors with a chance, and they score. End-to-end scoring action here in this 3rd period.
Well, they haven't broken yet. It's a possession situation off the face-off. Good shot. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but they seem to be beating the new goaltender, Lewis, with a low bounce shot.
So Baker makes it 13-9. Here is Gus right in front. He can't make the play.
Assist number 24, Gary Paulus. The time 7:53.
For Wilson, that is intercepted. Here is Jeff Gus, an impressive defender for the Warriors team tonight. Makes the play right in front. The relay across. One pass too many by number 10, Gill, who was down and injured.
Yes, Gary Paulus is back in the net for the Warriors. When you think of the 2 periods he gave them, it's a wonder that they took him out for the 3rd.
Well, they took Jeff Gill out right there on that check, and he is, I think, one of the top performers for this Warriors team, not just tonight, but in the semifinal game last night as well. But now he's down.
I think he's the type of player that has the ability to play in any lacrosse league that I've had the opportunity to see. He's just a fine athlete who has developed fine skills.
Well, let's see what trouble Mr. Gill ran into here that has caused this injury.
Well, it was a nice 3-on-2, and it was
just got cut down on the right-hand side. Didn't see much of it, unfortunately.
I think after he made the pass, he got a blindside shot.
Well, he's a tough one, as you said earlier. He tries to squeeze through the smallest available amount of space. And that time, as you said, he got blindsided and is paying the price for it right now, still being looked at by the trainer for the Warriors.
I wondered what happened to the pass because it looked to me that they had a nice 3-on-2, and probably he might have just got hit as he released the ball. It's much like a quarterback getting blindsided. Everything looks good until just as he goes to release and then he gets hit.
Now Jeff Gill is up and looks to be all right as he makes his way back into a trot toward the Warriors bench. So we may be seeing him a little later on. Canada West now with Lindsay bringing it down to Randy Bryant. Bryant has a low drive block, still loose in front of the goal. The goaltender coming up with it. Miles is back in there now after Mitchell was victimized for about 5 in a row by Canada West. Roughly 9 minutes gone here in the third period. 13-9 Canada West. A long pass in behind the goal for Barry Powless. He can't control it. It's back to Frank Davis. The shot going wide. And possession now goes over to Canada West with Delmonico starting it off on the right side. To Bryant. Right in front. Great play and a great goal. Number 22, Mike Relay, in full tilt, heading for the net, just picked the pass up in one motion, and in another split second later put it in. Here it is.
Here's a situation where the man without the ball beats his man cleanly, and it's in the net. It's much like basketball. It doesn't matter who beats the man as long as the man with the ball knows that the man's in the clear and gives it to him.
Really got the chance and very quickly made it pay off. It is 14-9 now. 5-goal lead for Canada West near the midway point of this period.
I see the possession's gone back over to Canada West on the faceoff also.
And this is Mattinson. His shot. Still loose in there. Now it is taken by Dave White. White brings it up for the Warriors. Right in front. Louis Mitchell could not convert that pass at the crease. Now here is Parsons. He lets it go. That is deflected wide. 30-second clock moving with the play in the Warriors zone. Kelly with it. His weak shot goes wide. Chasing it down in the corner is Frank Nielsen. And then play is whistled down. Interference in the attempt to get the ball. It goes to the Warriors. The long pass down the left side. Number 9, Dave Bray finally coming up with it. Warriors changing on the attack here as number 19 Keith Baker looks to see that everybody is on the floor, and now he'll bring it down. Just flipped it there and it sailed wide. Vern Baker with it. Over to Darryl Powless. He lost it. Kelly coming up with it for Canada West. A little over 9 minutes to go in the third period. A 5-goal lead for Canada West. As this crowd of nearly 8,000 here is enjoying the third period of the gold medal game with Canada West coming on to take charge in this final 20-minute frame.
Right now, Powless is holding the Warrior team in there.
Greg Thomas back in goal for Canada West. Both teams have changed goalies to begin this third period. The two starters are in there now. Here's Keith Baker. Being pushed outside that goal by the Canada West defenders. His relay in front that is picked off by Gord Quilty. Lost it right back. The shot at the feet of the goaltender Thomas, and he blocks it from Harry Powless.
Now playing goal for Canada West, number 1, Greg Thomas.
This is Gord Quilty. Over to the dangerous Dan Wilson. Wilson with 3 goals tonight. Kevin Parsons with 3 for Canada West. Aitchison right in front. And Velaston could not convert. Still inside that zone with Wilson. And he centers it out on the turnover. They give it to the Warriors on the time infraction. So the Warriors come up with it now, and they've just got 8 minutes to get back into this game, which they trail by 5 at 14-9.
Yes, they're coming on in spurts now. They don't seem to have the constant running that they had in the first 2 periods. But
there's a chance they score. Number 18, Chuck Martin makes it 14-10.
Just when we're about to write them off again, Don, they come back with a nice play. Change a line, a fresh line, and a nice free open middle, and he took advantage of it.
There it is, Baker's goal.
When you see it again, he actually beat his check just by stepping around him, bumping him, stepping around him.
Well, the little lapse, the little nap that the Warriors had early in this period may have cost them the game. Let's see now if the spurt they're on can bring them back. They do not get the face-off there. Here's Bryan. His shot right at the goaltender who makes the save, Paulus. And then they rule interference in that crease area. They'll give it back to the Warriors team. 7.5 minutes to go. 14-10 the score. Canada West in the lead. Martin forced off to one side. Swings it out in front. There's the shot. Good save by Thomas, doing the splits on that one from Barry Paulus. And it's over to Mike Reilly. Reilly shot. Again, right on the goaltender, Paulus. The long lead pass down here. 2-on-1. Here's the relay. He couldn't get it over to Louis Mitchell. And the goalie, he's fair game outside of that crease now. He's got Mitchell to contend with. He finally gets it up to Gary Lindsay. And Canada West with control now. Lindsay on the left side to Reilly. And he'll just play it back to his goaltender, soccer style, as they change on the go, and it comes up for Frank Nielsen.
The Warriors should be able to try what we call an all-court press, much like basketball, but I don't know if they have the stamina to do that. But that's what they should be trying to do now.
Canada West running out of time on this possession rule, and they whistle it down. They took too long, did not get a shot away inside 30 seconds, so the ball goes to the Warriors with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. Louis Mitchell. To Dave Bray. To Mitchell. Trying to pop it out in front to Waterman. He didn't see the pass coming. Loose ball in the corner. And Canada West wins it. Wait a minute. They whistle it down. They're going to give it back to the Warriors.
I guess they wanted an interference, so they'd better let it go because the clock is running out.
There's the shot wide. Another chance for Waterman, and he shoots it wide. And it hops into the crowd. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
Well, they're stabilizing and hang in there, but they're shooting wild now.
4 goals down, and as you said, the clock is running out on the Native Warriors. Combined United States-Canadian team here, put together for this championship round. That shot by Wilson. The rebound. Goaltender lost it for a moment. Finally, Paulus finds it. Now Wilson guarding him. He goes back of that net out of the crease where he had the protection and finally gets it away.
What's happening, too, Don, is the Canada West team is checking up the floor. They're trying to take 10, 12 seconds off the Warriors before they get it down there.
Darryl Paulus in front. Weak shot. Baker was tied up as he got the ball away. Less than 5 minutes remaining. 14-10. Canada West from Coquitlam, BC. The Adirondacks leading the Native Warriors. And on the battle for the ball, it hops into the crowd. The officials will rule. Face-off. Mid-floor. Warriors glancing up at that clock now as the time becomes ever so important. 4:37 remaining. With a 4-goal differential in favor of the highly favored Canada West team that is really not dominated except in this period. Interception, a timely one made there by Keith Baker. Can't get it away, lost it back, and the goal is scored by Randy Delmonico to make it 15-10.
Well, that's unfortunate for the Warrior cause because they had a fast break developing. The player should have stepped clear of the mob and made the pass, but unfortunately he tried to make it in too tight quarters and lost the ball.
That's it right there. And in it goes.
That's called a free goal, and that really hurts this time of the game.
A gift that the Warriors could not afford at the stage with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. They trail 15 to 10. Another break. Here's Bryan. He shot wide on a rebound. Almost tucked it in right there. Canada West with a wide margin on play in this third period. It was tight for 2. 4-3 after 1, 8-6 after 2 periods. But now it is mostly Canada West. The goalie out now. He trots back in there as Canada West heads up the floor. Mike Reilly with it. To Nielsen. Over to Kelly. To Parsons. Reilly tries to center it. It hops into the crowd, but the ball goes to Canada West, given to them in the corner to start a play. On the bounce out to Parsons. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Here's Kelly. Hard drive. Rebound. Still in the possession of Canada West, and they score that time as Nielsen puts it home. It is 16 to 10 and almost out of sight.
I think that should just about do it, Don. It was unfortunate. Gary Pellis hung in there and made some great saves. Right there, he makes another one, but it comes loose. Nielsen turns, finds the hole.
Palace just having one shot too many to handle as Canada West held it in there for a good 45 seconds, getting chance after chance to score, and finally did. 16-10 now.
I think the size of the larger Canada West team is time to start to show.
17, Frank Nielsen. The assistant number 25, Tim Kelly.
They have size and they have speed and they break ever so quickly. As the goalie Palace comes over for a little breather at the Warriors bench.
Yes, I think he's just the victim of too much work, too many shots in too narrow a space of time.
So perhaps we'll see Mitchell go back in there.
It looks like he's getting ready to go out. That was unfortunate for Ernie Mitchell that the number of goals was scored on him early in the third period, because he is an excellent goaltender and has been an excellent goaltender over the years. He's still a young man. He's only 27 years old. If the Pro League had lasted, he would have been one of the stars for a decade.
Well, Mitchell came in and got caught flat-footed by some pretty aggressive offensive play by Canada West. Got burned. Palace came back. Now Mitchell is in perhaps to finish it up for the Warriors, who trail 16 to 10. And again, they're losing those key faceoffs. Gord Quilty playing it in front. Canada West much quicker now to pounce on that ball. Here's Aitken coming up with it. Wilson plays it back of the goal, back out in front. Quilty shot. Mitchell stops that. And again, Warriors morely having trouble in their own zone, getting a chance to pick up the ball and missing out.
Yes, those rebounds are coming right back through them, back through them to the Canada West team.
And the pressure continues with Canada West putting it on here. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play. They're ahead by 6 goals.
Excuse me, when is CBS going to be playing the game?
Finally, they come up with it. Dave Waterman.
Well, they're going to pull the goaltender.
As they bring it up the floor. Harry Paulus.
Well, the net's empty.
Intercepted right in front. That net is empty, and here comes Canada West. Mitchell racing back to defend. They just missed as Mitchell did not get there in time on a free scoring opportunity.
Well, I guess you haven't got much left to lose when it's 2 minutes to go and you're down 6.
Wilson back to his goaltender. Thomas taking his time making his play, and now he does to Bryan. 1:40 left. Delmonico got turned around, but his teammate really carries on until play is stopped, and they award possession to the Warriors with 1.5 minutes left and a 6-goal spread in favor of Canada West.
But I'm happy to see that Jeff Gill back out there, Don.
Yeah, he was shaken up earlier. Now trying to make the play in behind the Canada West goal. And they're just playing now to make it close as the Adirondacks from Coquitlam, Canada West have it all wrapped up here with a 6-goal lead. Shot, score!
Well, it's a gallant Warrior team, and there they are with a little more than a minute to go, pulling their goaltender, moving the ball around for a shot, well, not a power, an odd man goal.
That was Frank Davis, number 12, putting it away. So it's 16-11 now, with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining.
Warriors' 11th goal scored by number 12, Frank Davis. The assist to number
But the early minutes of this third period, ironically, after the Warriors came within 1 goal at 8-7, was their undoing when Canada West unloaded the heavy artillery.
I believe there was just about 5 in a row there, Don. I think that did it.
Parsons with less than a minute remaining. Tim Kelly. Kelly being warded off by Jeff Gus, number 3, gets it down behind the goal. Here's the relay too far, and behind, Parsons out in front. And that break was cut off in a hurry by Kelly as the goaltender Mitchell comes out again. The Warriors refusing to quit here with 30 seconds remaining. They're trying everything.
They're going to keep shooting.
They want to make it as close as they can. Bouncing loose in the Canada West goal area. And Canada West with Kelly in possession now. Back to the goaltender, Greg Thomas. Just 15 seconds left. He'll bounce it down to Matheson.
Well, it's been a fine show for a first time having a World's Box Lacrosse tournament.
Time down to 3 seconds now. They look up at the clock. And up to the crowd it goes. It is all over with the Coquitlam Adirondacks representing Canada West defeating the Can-Am Native Warriors 16-11 to win the gold medal here in the World Box Lacrosse Championship in Vancouver.
Well, Coach Bob Saltz would be happy. He was saying before the game that they started this year with what he calls a running gun team, and they've been doing it all year. And I guess this is the sort of halfway through culmination for him. He feels that Wilson has really been the main cog in bringing this team along as quickly as it has.
So the final score once again, 16-11, Canada West wins the gold medal.